Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Classic Quest
Another one.
podcast where we're going to break down the classic hip-hop albums track by track and give you thoughts and opinions. My name is Holden Stephan Roy.
I am your lady friend Bonnie.
And yeah, that's what we do here. And today we will be talking about the album, The Pharcyde's Bizzare Ride to the Pharcyde, which is quite the bizarre ride, as we will get into, I promise.
Yep.
We are going to do the little introduction thing at the beginning. If you don't like that part and you want to skip it, you can check the description of this video to see when we're going to start talking about the album. But on that note, we like to let everybody know that we just some regular folk in Montreal who decided one day we going to understand this shit and started reviewing albums, not understanding shit. And now we kind of understand shit on our quest to understanding shit. No, but that's what we're about. We're just trying to understand and grow and kind of create more of a community based around looking at albums as opposed to singles and just appreciating what makes these albums great or what people like about them, while just expressing what we think about the songs along the way, because I mean, everybody likes the music that they grew up with and shit, and it's really cool to look back at the history behind it all.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And for us, I mean, a lot of it is it's our first time listening to it. And so I think that's really cool, like perspective-wise, like, you know, somebody who may have heard this album, you know, 30 years ago or whatever. I guess it's not quite that long ago, 1992, but pretty long, a long time ago.
So yeah, basically
I lost my train of thought.
No, our perspective would be like different than yours is what we're trying to say.
Yes,
so
there we go.
That's totally fair. But we do care a lot about your feedback and your comments and what you do have to say, because there's going to be that perspective difference. And if you are somebody that grew up with it or who know a whole lot more about Pharcyde than we do, what you have to say really can help and just help everyone who comes to read the comments after and all that good shit.
Yeah.
On that note, we care a lot about the comments. So we're going to read our favorite comment on last week's video. And what was last week's video, Bonnie?
It was Missy Elliott, of course.
Missy Misdemeanor Elliott's. Which album was it? Super Duper Fly was the album.
There we go.
Anyway, on that video, we had a comment from Dusty Clips. That guy comments a lot. You cool, Dusty.
Yep.
When Missy said, "You don't want to play with my yo-yo" on The Rain, beep, beep, she was referencing another female rapper, Yo-Yo.
Oh, I know who that is.
She was talking about, like, a vagina. So I thought it was like a weird vagina reference.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was a vagina reference.
Which is, I mean, it's the 90s and somehow that made sense, all right? The shit we've encountered on this album alone, you know? But, like, we remember Yo-Yo because she was dope. But also true to one of the conversations we were having, Yo-Yo was on a hit song back in the early 90s by Ice Cube's protege, Yo-Yo. So that means that even Yo-Yo, who was fucking dope, had Ice Cube as like the one behind her, and like all the ladies needed a dude back then was kind of the point of that. So I thought that was an interesting
Didn't she sing with Queen Latifah?
Maybe.
Was it her?
Yeah,
I think
maybe.
so.
Because we did a Queen Latifah album at one point, but it was more like just an interesting thought that it seems like all of these ladies had to have like a cosign from a guy saying that they were dope in order to succeed. And just like a historical part of like how this seemed to play out. Anyway, so that was just our favorite comment from last week's, because I felt like it contributed to shit. It added to like the conversation or the review. It was just an overall dope fucking comment and a good correction, because that makes a lot more sense than what I thought it was. Before we get up into it, though, special thanks to the patrons: Ismail Gadamsi, Chris Prado, Jonathan Barnes, Lindell Williams, and DJ Black Hurricane. On that note, what album are we going to be reviewing today? Say it one more time for the Google peoples.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. This week we are doing The Pharcyde, Bizzare Ride to the Pharcyde.
And why are we doing this album?
Because it's awesome.
And why else are we doing that album?
Because it was requested.
From the patron Jonathan Barnes, because every couple of weeks it's going to be a Patreon requested album, and this time it was Bizzare Ride to the Pharcyde. But this is the part of the show where we do like to contextualize like our familiarity with the artist, kind of like what we touched on before, because it's important just so that you understand where we're at in our experience with Pharcyde and just in general. So Bonnie, why don't you tell the fine people what you know about the Pharcyde going into this?
Well, really, I have only listened to one of their other albums, which we reviewed on here.
Which was Lab Cabin, California.
Yep. And I mean, they look pretty cool, you know, in that one. From what I recall, I remember it being like, you know, a pretty decent album. That I think for the most part I enjoyed that one, if I'm remembering rightly. So yeah, I mean, we kind of jumped ahead. We started with their second album, and this is their first album, which came out November 24th, 1992. So I don't know. I never listened to this album before we started reviewing it.
Yeah, no, that's kind of
That's
it.
pretty much it.
So in my case, it's very similar. We listened to Loud Cab in California. I was like introduced almost to like early J. You know, you get the early J Dilla there, a bunch of other cool shit. The overall, I remember them being like super distinct and flowing well, but like in a fun way. Like the way that the album came off, it was like a cool experience. But then other people were like, "Bro, you should have." I'm assuming they said bro. That was just how my head read the comments. But like, bruh, you had to do that Bizzare Ride to the Pharcyde. And I read the comments and I said one day. And then that day came. And
here we are.
I had no real idea what I was getting into. But as far as...
I had forgotten their sound, but I knew that I enjoyed it. Well, and then so when I listened to it again, I was like, oh, right.
I was expecting the more like jazzy beats. I wasn't expecting the content. We'll get to that as we go through the songs. Because I remember the last album being more like in line with like what other stuff was, but not like super crazy out there per se. But anyway, we'll get into this album, like I said. But the cover is pretty freaking dope. I really enjoy it. It's like a cartoon roller coaster, and it's just like Bizzare Ride. And then you just see them on this like roller coaster ride, looking like they're having a time of their life in cartoon form. It just says The Pharcyde. And let's be real. When you see a roller coaster, it means it's going to be a good time, a weird time, a scary time, an intense up and down of emotions and all sorts of shit. But you know it's going to be a good time. And that makes me kind of excited for the album. Plus, the overall tone and the coloring of the cover is absolutely fucking next level to me. Like, it's just inviting. Like, it actually makes me want to look at this album, whereas I find most covers kind of indifferent.
I feel like you're missing like the most obvious thing.
What?
I'm pretty sure the thing that they're about to dive into is a vagina.
With sharp edges.
A very scary vagina.
Holy shit, I didn't notice that. Look, there's like also, if you look on the right side, his hat's flying off, and I know this might be unrelated, but it makes me think of Curious George and the man with the yellow hat. But it's the album's called Bizzare Ride to the Pharcyde. The album cover has that roller coaster, which totally makes sense because it's a bizarre ride, and it almost feels like welcome to our fucking minds. You're in for a trip. And I'm excited to get into that trip. I don't know if you have a lot more to say about how your feelings were at this point.
Nope.
All right, so why don't we move into the beginning of this album with the For Better or For Worse interlude. So I don't know what to expect. Did you know what to expect with this interlude? It's very short. It's
37 seconds.
And what do we get?
So it's basically just like a nice jazzy vibe. I like, it's got some nice drumming. It's smooth. It's sort of like a gentle ease into the album. So I mean, I liked it. I mean, it was quick. It's nice. Like my only thing that I have to say is that maybe not for like an intro. Like maybe like I think this is kind of something that you can kind of tack on to like the end or the beginning of a song. It doesn't necessarily have to be an intro or like a separate thing, but I appreciate that it was like separated because you don't always necessarily want to listen to like this entire thing. But it's all right. I liked it. It was cool. I gave it a 4.25.
I have a couple of thoughts about this album in general that I don't know how to describe the introduction without like touching on the rest of the album. As you can tell, if you listen to it, you know that this project covers a lot of drastically different and vastly shocking to smooth to fun kind of content. Like basically it's almost like you're supposed to have no idea what's coming next, and the album almost gives you like the equivalent of a video game jump scare at this point in the project if you think about what happens here. So it comes in and it's just like hella smooth and it's real nice, and it's real calm, and it's real beautiful, and it's almost serene, right? Now, typically, if you think about the role of like the introduction, and we've said this many times, is it's like to take you from your like regular ass life, and then you're feeling a certain way, however way you're feeling, good or bad, and then the album's introduction or the first song, its mission is to take you from the real world and bring you into the world of the album. Usually to set up your expectations and to bring you along for like whatever adventure you're coming for. So up until this point, I do believe that the Pharcyde did this. And then in the next song, it's like, oh yeah, that's not what you're getting right now. You know, like almost like a, hi, we're preparing you for this smooth, nice experience, pop you in the face with the next song.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is a Bizzare ride kind of thing. Like if you're going on this crazy roller coaster of like sharp teethed vaginas and shit, then it's a cool way to flip the normal approach to an album. You know, like it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing, and as a result it's fucking cool. Like it works because it's so deliberately constructed, where like almost like they knew they knew that this album wasn't going to be like really trying to pander to, I guess, the rules, as in my opinion, based on the content. This album is not trying to follow the rules of what's cool at this time, unless I'm wrong, unless this really was a cool sound per se. But we'll get into it as we go along with why I feel the way I do. And yeah, I get this a 4.25. I thought it was a pretty good introduction, really well made. It also showcased Jay Swift's abilities in terms of deep composition, and he does a lot with that 40 whatever seconds. But then, out of nowhere, it's like, ah, shit.
For real. Oh, shit. Oh.
I mean, like, it literally smacks you with an ah, shit. Like, just like, I mean, as far as it goes, it's fun. I don't dislike it. I think it's a really great transition from, like, this calming intro to this upbeat, fun fucking sound that comes into it. But how do you feel about this track?
I mean, it's really cool. Like right when you hear it, it's like very interesting, and the sounds on this album, like just like the overall like composition and like creativity that goes behind like their sound process, really cool. Really cool. So it sounds more like DJ scratchy, and it's really fun. It has a cool flow. Slim Kid 3, he starts off and he was fooling around with some girl when he should have been in school, and then he got caught. Imani comes in on the second verse, and he sounds like so goofy and fun, and he's aroused by his friend's mother. But his friend is Greg, and then when he's like waiting for Greg to like get ready or whatever, the mom's kind of like hitting on him.
I'm sitting on the couch and wish Greg would please hurry up, because at this point the mom's been like, this is a tasty little treat coming through,
sizing him up basically.
And then he's into that, and then she offered me a cup of Ripple, broke out the titty. That escalated quickly. Just understand, it's like I'm saying, here you go. That's kind of how the song describes it. Then she proceeds to squeeze her nipple, said, suck it if you like, but please don't bite it. Now that's, I can understand. Sometimes you just want to bite it. If she's saying don't do it, you gotta respect it, even if the urge is there. Anyway, go on.
All right. And then he basically ends up having sex with the mother, and then Greg walks in and he's like, oh shit, and that's pretty much it. That's like his like part.
Shit.
Yeah, like it's just like funny, like these like funny situations that they get into. And Fat Lip tells a story about hitting on this girl he sees like on the street or whatever. And then like they like hang out and they start fooling around, and it's not until like things start getting like hot and heavy that like he realizes that or I think afterwards actually.
Well, basically she's sucking on my neck like Dracula. I just had to point out that Tyler the Creator just made that fucking pun, and I knew I had it, like it wasn't that original. There you go. Tyler obviously heard Pharcyde. He heard it here first.
Yep.
But it wasn't all that spectacular, because every time I tried to touch upon her tay, she would be like, quit, B. Bitch was fronting but I didn't say nothing. Then all of a sudden, as if someone pushed a button, I got a funny feeling something was wrong. And then like he deduces that she has a pee-pee.
Yep, it's a man. So
Shit.
yeah, and then so it's just like another like funny situation, and it's just like these like weird, you know, moments in like their lives, and like some like they're relatively I guess like relatable situations, like, you know, these awkward things that like, you know, teenagers and kids can sort of like end up in, I guess. I mean, it's funny, it works, the whole thing is like well put together, it's well composed. I thought it was great. I gave it a 4.75.
So yeah, it starts up, and like this is definitely not people aspiring to convince you that they are the goat of all the goats. No. They're just gonna prove that they have creativity a la Max here.
Yep.
Like, Slim Kid starts off with little Sally Walker sitting in a saucer. Oh, how I tossed that ass up.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. That's kind of like what Method Man does, with like taking the nursery rhymey shit and then flipping it. And I just
and Iggy Azalea just has a song out called Little Sally Walker, I believe.
Nobody likes Iggy,
I'm just saying.
and you can like your Iggy.
Thank you.
Like a Mission in the Woods, Woody Woodpecker. Now that hit me in the soft spot because I watched a lot of Woody Woodpecker growing up. I can't do the laugh. I wish I could, but I know I would look stupid trying. But you know the laugh if you watch Woody Woodpecker, and he would if he could. I mean. Basically, we've said kind of like nothing. Honestly, he saw a girl, he wants to fuck her, or he did fuck her, like he was in the woods, and the woodpecker would join in if he could. But I didn't want to pass it up to the next man, have my Walkman bumping on, and you know, it's just like this really sillily told story, like a killer thriller, dealer chiller out with the Miller Brew. And you can tell that they're just having fun with the rhymings and being super silly while bringing up this kind of just goofy story. Like Imani's like Imani and your mom sitting in a tree, KISSIRG, and you're like,
it's like the whole like crew
and you're
comes
just
in
like,
and it's great.
Man, they're like super fucking sincere with this shit, right? Like this is not, I don't know if it's meant to be like a joke, but I think that this is like fresh, you know, like in like their minds, this is like done super seriously, which makes it like 3 times as great because it's so out there. Like, it's not like satire to me. It seems like a genuine thing. And then Fat Lip's verse is just the same kind of shit, really, only, turns out to be like a transvestite, like we said. And then the chorus just has a lot of oh shit and whatnot, and it just is like this goofy, like, what the fuck did I just listen to type song. But it's really well made, and they all rap distinctly different and have a cool sound to them, while like, you don't hear shit, like, nobody's saying this shit, so it's interesting. And like, I could just see how like every 6 months you're gonna be like, oh shit, fuck, now I gotta go play that song. You know, like, it's one of those guys that gets caught in your head. And
from like, I just want to say, like, also, like, from like a lyrical breakdown kind of like perspective, like, most of these songs are like ideal, like they are really like well told, like stories, like this happened, sometimes they're like random ass fucking stories, and they don't really make sense together, but for the most part they're pretty like great stories. That's all.
All right. Well, it's Jiggaboo time. Are we allowed to say that? So essentially, they're just kind of pointing out how if your integrity is not in the right place and you're selling out with your shit, you're just kind of doing it for the white man. I guess it's just Jiggaboo time. And they just kind of like run it through. Like, if you don't have a plan, if you're not prepared, you know, if you don't have soul, it's just kind of pointing out. And then if there's pork in your bowl, which makes sense, I guess, because they're probably Nation of Islam, because a lot of the rappers at this time from New York seem to be, they're from New York, right?
Yep.
They're Nation of Islam.
No, wait. They are from LA.
So I was completely wrong about where they're from. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Because California. Still, I don't know if the Nation of Islam was prevalent there, but I'm going to assume that a lot of people were into that in terms of it, just because of my exposure to a lot of the shit. And so it makes sense that, like, eating pork at that point is perceived as, like, a thing you shouldn't be doing, you know? Like, it's almost like a bad situation. Yep. Real big bull of fat, you know? And then I like how they really drill in the point with the little thing at the end where it's like, show them your teeth, baby. Could you bug your eyes out just a little bit? And it's kind of pointing out how a lot of these, like, we comment a lot on how a lot of these videos are just like the same fucking shit over and over again and kind of boring to me. I got a lot of people love that gritty aesthetic and shit. But when you really think about like the behind the scenes of how a lot of this was conceptualized, I don't mean like Wu-Tang's fucking budget shot with a camera reel shit. I mean like when the record executives push that shit for an image to sell some shit. That is a completely different situation, you know? Like, we need a street area, toothless and homeless, wearing gold chains, all that shit. Like, it just sounds like this is some packaged image to glorify some shit. Like, hey, be careful, folks. This is what could happen. They were right. It happened, folks. It really did. Look at modern mainstream music. And I'm not saying hip-hop. I'm saying all the musics of all the genres. Don't think the rave kids aren't just as mad as the old hip-hop heads. I promise you, all the old rave heads feel the same way that the old hip-hop heads feel. The same way that the old country heads feel. It's just truth, man. Mainstream music is fucking written by like 4 people, and it's fucking creepy. Like top level people. Like, it's just creepy when you look into it. But I really appreciate how they're like at the end, fuck all that bullshit. I ain't going out like no sucker. But yeah, we're all jigaboos in our own way, so might as well get paid and say fuck it, you know? And I guess that's like kind of the compromise that happens inside of somebody. So this song almost looks like the transition of like somebody that goes from like mocking the people who sell out to caving and selling out at the end of the day. Meanwhile, just the way the music transitions, right? It gets more explosive and angry and agitated, amplifying the emotional state of this track to a point where it very much and effectively communicates the point they're trying to make on this track. And I think it's one of those rare moments where it's almost like the instrumental makes the song, because without that instrumental behind it, this would just be as goofy as Jared's on the way or whatever, Quinton or who the fuck's on the way later
Quinton.
on. Quinton's on the way. It would be like that if it wasn't for the way the music was done here. And I think that's amazing. And I think it's like, this is really good satire. And I was really impressed with it because literally, like, the last song has Imani fucking his boy's mom, and now we're getting next level satire. This is truly a bizarre fucking ride, folks.
Yeah.
4.5 on 5. I was very impressed with this one.
Cool. Yeah, I mean,
I covered a lot of that.
So from what I understand, yeah, a Jiggaboo is basically like kind of, I guess, back from like the slavery days, like this like word came from. I'm not really sure like where it started or how it started, but it's supposed to be like a dumb like black person or somebody that's like very dark in color. I think that's what it is. So I'm not really sure how it works with this song, and like unless like somebody was calling somebody like a jiggaboo or whatever. But anyways, I think they feel that they probably have to like perform for like the white man or for like the white people like who like sign them. I think is essentially, you know, what happens, I guess, and then they have to act a certain way to please them because I don't know, and like maybe they have to like play up their blackness or play down their blackness. Like, I'm not really sure.
I feel like it's to paint your blackness in this dumbass kind of way.
Okay.
Like, because the way you're describing it, that, you know, like, cause if you look at the part where they're describing the video, it's like, make you look like a fucking toothless, homeless idiot with gold chains. Like, you look like a bit of a buffoon, you know?
Yeah.
Let's find the ghettoest part of the streets. We got to make sure that people see the black people like this.
Yeah, and like they're not allowed to just be like not slumming it or whatever. Like they're allowed to just be normal people.
Can't be like Mr. Phil Huxtable.
Sure.
It's not like Fresh Prince.
Oh, okay. I was like that. I'm like Mr. Phil sounds right. Anyways, so it's kind of them just sort of laughing at this like situation because like they're all sort of like jigaboos in different ways is kind of what they're saying. So, and I agree with you very much that it is definitely a satirical kind of song. It's very interesting the way that they're talking about it. I gave it a 4 on 5.
Oh, and the fact that they're almost performing it in this most exaggerated kind of way,
Yeah.
but also showcasing they can kind of sing as well as rap, right?
Yep.
Like they're adding that, and they can dance. I know that at
They're
least
triple threat, folks.
one of one of them was describing. I think it was the one with the B name. I can't remember at the moment, and he was saying how he like fucking almost raps to the rhythm and styles of how he would like break dance and shit, which I thought was like a fresh and cool way to describe how you would spit your flows.
Cool.
But what'd you give it?
4 on 5.
All right, so the next one is for better or for worse. All right, so we're back onto the songs. So,
Yep.
I mean, do you want to go for this one?
Sure. This one is basically about marriage. And this one also feels like a little bit more like undergroundy kind of sound. And so basically they're sort of talking about like if you want to be with them, like you're gonna have to deal with like their music because like it's kind of just a part of what they do and who they are. And like the song is really interesting and weird. And at the end, there's like this weird sort of prank phone call, or like the second half of the song, where he pranks someone, and it's like very weird and like descriptive. Like he wants to like peel off like the skin on like your leg, and like and put his fist up your vagina,
Pussy.
and like yeah, and like all of these really weird things.
So you were not a fan?
I mean, it was weird. And then there's like this sort of like message, like to kind of like hidden at sort of, I felt like a little bit at the end, where like to sort of say like, well, Black people need to like help out their community and like help each other out. And it's the only way for everybody to like grow. And so I think there's that sort of message is kind of hidden at the end. But this one feels very weird to me. Like
It is.
Yes, and like how it doesn't really have like a purpose necessarily.
I don't agree with you.
Like there's a lot of weirdness kind of it has a purpose, but
So when Bonnie and I first talked about it, I completely agreed with her. And then I had my moment of epiphany.
okay.
But we can finish.
Yes. Anyways, so if you guys know what the secret message is, please let me know. But I may find out here. I mean, for me, I just thought it was like odd. It was okay, but it was odd. I gave it a 3.8 on 5.
Have you heard the song 25 to Life by Eminem?
Yes.
So he's basically marrying hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, at first I went through this song and I thought Rima Linda was whatever. I didn't really care about the name, but that name is obviously the key to the song.
Right.
So the first verse, it's like, I met you in 82, you know, blah, blah, blah. We used to screw the dumbest shit because rhyming is true. Can't wait to say I do. Yeah, honey, there's no do. And he just kind of describes, you know, like, I'm so excited. I'm going to be with this lady for better or for worse. And then they don't bring up Rima Linda again, so you forget about that name as they go through the rest of it. And then each guy kind of takes the story a little bit further. So then after committing wholly, and this is Slim Kid at the beginning, we have Imani come in and it's like, all right, I'm in. It's time for me to go. And he's just kind of describing like a more aggressive, like, shup, I met a slut. She put me in a rut, G, with the dip that was down with me from the whole front. Now she front me, never too cool. However, I gotta get the bread, gotta get the butter, fix it up, eat it up, throw it down in the gutter. You know, it just kind of seems like it's a little more paper chasey, a different kind of energy. It's flipped in, and then it kind of just like ends with this more aggressive tone, like, maybe a love ballad is the song I sing. I gotta kiss her ass, my tongue I hold before I curse. If you really want me, bitch, take me for better or for worse. So tone shifted, and then there's this fucking phone call, which is this is fucking creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, it's like Violent J from the Insane Clown Posse appeared on this fucking album. And everything about this verse feels like I'm listening to ICP. He's like, well, this is the final chapter of me, we're going to. And he has this like fucking clown voice on as he's going through the whole thing. It's like, and then what I love about this verse is that after every line, the girl that he's prank calling responds like, hello, who is this? Why are you calling my house? Oh my God, I'm gonna call the cops. You know, it just like flows on through. Don't call here anymore. You know, it just weird that she stayed on the phone for this whole fucking verse, but
Yep.
you know, like, he's tired of trying to make me beg, but I had to insist. Lay, run up your pussy with my fist. Okay, I think we've gone a little bit overboard. Don't stop it yet. And it's just fucking weird. But it's also fucking, like, snapped and crazy and shit and extreme and intense. And then you have, like, the message at the end where it's kind of calming it down. Like, it's like, copies. We can't do copies. No copies. Oh, what, you expect me to do some kind of freak show? What's that really about? What are you talking about? And then LA and the hood and, like, how to fix the community and all that shit, right?
Yep.
Let's go back to Ramalina. That's the key to it all, right? This is about their relationship with hip-hop correlating to what we just heard in the Jiggaboo track. I hope that's an appropriate word. Sorry if that's offensive to people. Still, so in that first verse, it's like 82. It's the inception of hip-hop. It's like Grandmaster Flash and the message, and everything's about being real and being true, and you dedicate your heart and your soul to that shit, and then you go through with it. And then in the next verse, it seems to be a little bit more about the money, and a little bit more aggressive, and a little bit more like, you know what, if you want me, you gotta accept me for who I am. But, like, there seems to be this desire for change and shit. Mm-hmm. And then that seems to be kind of culturally what happened in hip-hop over the next little period as people started getting kind of rich off of it. Then what happens next? Gangster rap comes in with the fucking extreme shit. And so think about that third verse as a parable for that kind of shit. So they're taking it to this fucking extremeness and saying, this is how ridiculous all of your shit kind of comes off to us, right? And again, a satirical sense. So it's just like all of this bullshit that really is just intense. It's just shocking. It's just blah, 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 because it'll make you listen. It's no different than the fucking mainstream media's clickbait nonsense today. And if you were to satirize it, you would do something fucking extreme like that, because that is the type of bullshit label executives and stuff will push to get you to buy the record, right?
Right.
And then you have the ADG, who I don't know who that is, but kind of being like, yo, we're not going to copy that person's sound. We're not going to copy that person's style. Oh, you expect me to be a freak show? Like I'm just your little fucking puppet to dance? What you know about LA? What you know about the problems? Let's bring it back home and drill the point in on what it's supposed to be about. The education and the solving and the knowledge-driven side of shit. I think that's what the song's about.
Well, that makes a lot more sense.
That is the most roundabout motherfucking way to get to that point, and it is so fucking weird that I have no idea if I like it or not. Honestly, once it like clicked, at least my interpretation, and I could line that up, I was like, that's clever. Like, it's really clever. But holy shit, is this a weird fucking song, all things considered. I give it a 4.35. Like, from a conceptual point of view, like, dope. I don't have better words to put there. It is double dope. Triple dope. Like, I don't know what else to say. It's that good. From an enjoyability point of view, it's a bizarre ride to the far side.
Absolutely.
And did you give a grade?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm that type of person.
I am not afraid.
Oh, 'cause I'm the type of nigga that you never forget.
What?
One of my absolute favorite parts of this album is none other than, well, excuse me, like it's I could say it might rank in some of like my top 5 moments on this album is just that introduction, and if you loop that shit, I could probably listen to it for several minutes straight. Then we get a little nod from Buckwheat, which is also Buck 50 he changed his name to. I put it in the description, his new name. He quotes the great Eazy-E as he goes, I'm the type of that's built to last. And then I couldn't help but hear, if you fuck with me, I'll put my foot up your ass, come right after. And then, anyway, so I just kind of enjoyed that. I like that little shout out. And I like those little lines like that, because I feel like...
And like, they're from, like, California. I mean, so was Eazy-E, so it makes sense.
But it's something I think that a lot of the newer cats maybe don't do as much as the older cats did.
Yeah.
And that's those little nods to, like, show people that you, like, listened to who paved the foundation for where you're trying to go. So I maybe once would have scoffed at something like that, but now I kind of wish more of the kids were like shouting out random Biggie lyrics to like show that they like Biggie and shit, you know? Like that would be kind of cool to see, just to like appreciate it for what it is, not like jack the flow like some other people do, but you know, like in general, just a line here or there, a little Easter egg for the people listening. Either way, this one is all right. I mean, it sounds quite pleasant to listen to. It's got this great flow. It features the 4 dudes plus the featured guest Buckwheat. Everybody's rapping over this nice beat. In terms of the overall flow of it, I don't know. Lyrically, it's fine. Like, I fixed my funk like the Thelonious Monk, staying true to the game because I ain't no punk, never been a bitch, so I don't act bitchy. I mean, like, lines like that are so hard for me to look at and be like, that's the deepest shit I ever heard, because it's not. But on the other hand, you can see how much of hip-hop is inspired by, like, lyrics like this that kind of grew into other shit. So from, like, the anthropologist in me, it's like, that's actually pretty fucking cool just to see the flow of it all in context of being, 92 when this came out or something like that? And that's, like, early, and to get that flow, like, smooth on the vinyl like Lionel Richie, that's actually a pretty nice line. For the creeps that's asleep, you better ring the alarm clock. Don't dig what I'm kicking, you can suck on a warm cock. And I'm like, okay, like, that's kind of fucking nice. It's not the greatest in terms of depth and whatever, but like when you really just kind of take it in line with the other shit people's dropping back then, they're not saying, yo, I'm the greatest motherfucker. They're just coming in and being like, yo, but my rounds, I kick it proper, we do it right, and we don't take no shit. You know, like, it just flows real nice, and I really, really enjoy it. Imani comes in, well, I'm dark like chocolate and flow like milk, slicker than oil, smooth like silk. I'm like, that's a lot of talk of your skin. It kind of sounds greasy. I don't know if that's a sexy thing to people. Like, is greasy skin a sexy thing? I don't know. Personally, I'm okay with it, actually. The more that I think about it, I get the point.
I think it's more like the silk and...
I just had to picture a woman, and then it made sense. Anyway, please give me some room because it's me you're gonna suffocate. The fly ass brother, it's Manny the Great. I like this, the braggadocious nature of we're fly and we're confident, and you know, he's the type of guy that'll rock them drawers straight to a party tugging on his balls. I'm just like, all right, that's fair. I mean, like, it just sounds good. It sounds way better than when I, like, really try to do my analytical thing, because it's not that kind of song.
No.
But it also sounds fresh. Buckwheat's cool. See, I'm the type to catch a bullet in my teeth and call you Saint Nick Dick, because you'll get hung like a wreath. Like, wow. It all works in, like, the great composition of flow. From, like, a linguistic point of view, I'm like, what the fuck just happened there? I guess it's cool. I'm certain that you can point out whatever movie or commercial or cultural reference of 92 makes that make total fucking sense. But I'm just picturing Santa Claus whipping his dick out, because I don't know anything else as Saint Nick but Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Anyway, snap chin check is what I do to put your head out. Chip banging, knowing to sneak and take. I'm like, wait a second. How the hell do we get on violent, aggressive, fucking flossy rap? Am I hating? No. But let's say I'm on the roller coaster of the Bizzare ride. That title is making total sense. If you were to be like, how do you write an album? I don't know that my answer would be the way these guys did. But now that I'm feeling this roller coaster ride, I might have to change my answer a little bit, because it's fucking cool.
It's one way to do it.
And then, you know, Slim Kid's cool too, comes on through. I like when he goes, Chili, Willie, don't be silly. I'll take you a Philly and I'll bone her. And that's a double entendre, because it could be a blunt or it could be a lady named Philly. Because Philly, I don't know. I'm certain Philly's a girl name.
Phyllis.
Make her DeSonia. Change her name to Mona. Bonnie's cat's name's Mona. She's over there sleeping.
Yep.
Put her on the throne. That's her throne, that little chair over there. Anyway, then Booty Brown, that's the one who danced and said the rhyme thing. Well, I shuts him down like P.E. Like, okay, that's why they try to be me. I want a size 10 and Nike and kick you in the pee-pee. That's me. I'm like, fuck off, man. Like, I like it because it's so awkwardly fucking weird. I'm the one that kicked your daddy in the nuts. Like, wow. That's a weird brag. It's a good brag because he owns it so well. And I think that's part of what makes it work, is because it's not just like a weird brag. It's a sincere weird brag. and it makes it work. I don't know. I fucking like this song. I'm going to give it another 4.35. Like, I feel like none of these songs have hit me with this, yeah, that's that shit that I got to hear every day. But every song has hit me with, man, that made me think about something. This is a good album. You know, like, that's more of my feeling. Like, this is good. It's not like I'm in love with it, but this is really fucking cool to talk about.
Yep. I really like the beat on this one, and the use of like the excuse me, excuse me, like
Excuse
it's so
me.
like well done. I think that was really cool. Again, like I said, it was like the sounds like in like the songs are just like phenomenal. And there's a lot going on in this song. There's lots of different parts, and they are the blank in charge. And they each have like their part, and they each kind of show off, and they still kind of each tell like the listeners, the audience, whatever, like what type of a guy that they are. And it's basically all about like their like mad skills and like the things they get up to and like what they're known for, essentially. For me, like I just wanted to listen to the song like again and again. Like it was so much fun. It was like so sick to listen to, and it was really unique sounding, and I really liked it. I gave this a 4.75.
All right. Well, let me tell you something. If I were president,
Prime Minister.
I would make Fluxure a real word.
Girl, and she need new clothes, and I need new sneakers. And that's all I know.
This song is another little satire piece, so I have to give them credit. I hated all the skits the first time I heard them. I'm gonna consider this like a skit, but it's not really a skit because it does have like an original composition, and it has excellent singing. Like their versatility is great. Don't ask me which one's singing which verse. I couldn't tell you, but what they're saying is so profound. If I were president, I'd make sure the money spent on good things. I would have no lint in my pocket. I'd rock it, rich people in the world because I would not jock the fact that there are rich people in the world because I got a girl and she needs new clothes and I need new sneakers, and that's all I know if I were president.
Yep.
So what we can take out of that first verse is kind of from the perspective of if I was the president, I would have all the money. I have to look good, look fresh. I'd have my girl. I'd be all focused on my pretty life, my little perfect picture. And it doesn't really matter that there are rich people, which also implies poor people, but isn't said. And that's like such power. Like it forces you to think writing. Like I bet not a lot of people put all that much time into thinking about it. Like maybe they did, but I can see a lot of people today they would not care. But like, so you get this idea. Okay, so rich people in the world because I got a girl. It just shows like that selfish, self-entitled way of how. Like I don't know if y'all actually know wealthy people. Like I know some people worth like money at my company. Like I've talked to them personally. I've got to hear how they think about things and shit. And so when I heard that first verse, it's kind of like pointing out this perspective of how almost disconnected the president seems to be, kind of, but also from the perspective of somebody just dreaming of being the perspective. Then simultaneously, this person wants to be the president. So they're obviously some poorer person picturing it, and that's their first priority of what they would do when they get there, which also says something about the motivations and the like intentions of people who are in that state of poverty and their ability to perceive what they would do with power.
Yep.
But then you got the more serious side of it, kind of like bringing it home. If I was president, I would not carry no spare change. I would just rearrange the whole government structure because there seems to be something that's messing with the fluctuate of the money. It's not coming to me, so it's time for me to tell my homie Jared D. So I'm looking at my wallet. I don't know why he's telling his homie Jared D. I bet that just rhymed. I didn't have a buck. Damn, I'm out of luck. Damn, I'm feeling stuck. And then you got the other end where it's like, well, evidently, whoever the fuck's running this country is setting out the financial flow from the top down in such a way that it prevents the money from getting to certain segments of this population. So it's interesting to see how, from the one hand, you have that more ignorant side of it, immediately followed up with a more realistic, like, yo, there's something kind of weird going on. Meanwhile, it's just kind of like more in line of the sillier side of their singing-y kind of stuff. But like, I don't know. I give it a 4.15. It was really interesting to listen to, but I don't know that I liked listening to it as much as I thought it was interesting.
Okay. Yeah, Jared D made me think of the author Jared Diamond, but I think it's definitely not that, because I think he writes more about like different sort of politics than what he's talking about in this song. But anyways, it is basically what it is. Basically, if he was president, he would change. His first priority would be to change sort of just how the economy is run, and would make sure that the poor have more money or have maybe more access to things that give them more money, because there's clearly like an imbalance of where money goes and money distribution. And so I think it's good. It's short. It's only a minute and a second, and it's just sort of, it's something I think that we've all thought about. Like, you know, if we could rule the world, like what would we do? What would we change? What would be like our first priorities? You know, and I think that it is something that we all think about, especially people who are suffering from like the changes that are currently happening by those in power. So I think that they're right to, you know, obviously want to change things back around. So I mean, I thought it was interesting. I gave it a 4.4.
All right. Well, the next the next one is a remix to Soulflower. An ongoing theme over the last couple of weeks has been, is the original better than the remix? So I felt to do my due diligence, I would have to listen to the original before I listened to this remix. So I did. And then I listened to the original after I listened to the remix a few times. So first and foremost, the first verse in the remix is different than the first verse in the original, and I like the first verse in the original a little bit better. Just throwing it out there. Second of all, the original beat's more fast and upbeat and fun, and this beat's kind of like a laid-back, funky vibe, which is nice. It's a good remix vibe, but it's not as good as the original. So I'm throwing it out there. I'm on team original for this song. Otherwise, this one's alright. It comes in and it's like smooth, and I don't know, Booty Brown just kind of says his verse and almost nothing really stuck with me. It sounds nice. It's pleasant, like, to the ears and shit. And then they shout out Zigzags. I mean, Zigzags was so last year. Nobody really cares about Ziggies anymore. People like the Raws, and I don't even think do people still fuck with OCB? Do you guys fuck with Zigzags in your hood? I mean, I know everybody I know likes Raw. That's like the Montreal paper, I think. If we had an official paper, I would say it's that.
I mean, I feel like it's probably lots of places.
No, I mean, I'm sure Raw's everywhere. I'm just saying, like, Zigzag's in Montreal, but like, who the fuck uses a Ziggy? That just says a lot about you, in my opinion. I mean, to me, it's like, that says noob when I see somebody with a Zigzag. It's like, oh, newbie. Anyway, then Imani comes in and it just flows. And again, I don't really know that there was a lot in here that he said that I was like super interested in. It's just kind of random and all over. Like, 1, I want to hit the jam with your band. 2, you got to play across the line. 3, the plan is to grab the ducats and say fuck it to the critics. Hey now. You see what I did there? Because the next line was hey now, and I said it like back to him. See, I can be creative too. I don't know. I like the song. It's pretty dope. And then there's that shot him in the ass on the downstroke, which is again a cultural reference to a Richard Pryor thing that we should watch Richard Pryor and talk about him. I was really thinking
about that. I'm like, there's so many references. Like we should at some point look really into like what he does.
I think we're gonna do that, and we're gonna watch the Kung Fu movies. Put it in the comments if you want to see Bonnie talk about the Kung Fu movies. Because if you put it in the comments, I can make it happen, folks.
Please, what's the best Kung Fu movie that we can watch from this era, from like the early 90s, 80s?
Yeah, just give us your list.
Whatever.
Well, you want to see Bonnie talk about, because if you guys ask for it,
if you know the links to where we can find
I'll find the damn movies. Don't even worry about that.
Okay.
Just tell me what year it is or something, so I can get the right version. But I can find the movies.
I've never even seen Kung Fu Panda. I have no interest in that. So
that is.
You're really gonna stretch for it.
Let's just talk about Slim Kid in verse 3.
Okay.
He loves Spanish dishes, but no, he's not menudo. That is a super, like, okay line. Because, like, I mean, I know who Menudo is. I believe he was in charge of one of the countries. And Menudo is a Latin boy band of the same name and launched the career of Ricky Martin. It is a good... Thank you, Genius
I was
Annotation.
like about to say, I'm like, I don't really think that's quite right.
See? It's not a good line. I don't know what the hell that line meant because it's dated. I can dig Kung Fu, but I flip hoes like judo. See? He digs Kung Fu. That was why I brought it up. He never dated chick who has a mom named Bruno. Listen, I understand this may be talking about the tea ladies or whatever, but
Tea ladies.
could it not be that by like sheer coincidence there's some part of the world where a lady could be named Bruno and she's banging? She's so hot that the other dude's banging her like in the other song, right? Because there's a few times where it seems like they want to fuck moms on this album. So I'm just saying, it seems very prejudiced against mothers named Bruno or Edna. Like, what's wrong with Edna? Can't Edna's at least a girl name? Anyway, I just think it's silly. It's fun. And that's what happens when I listen to this shit. I start thinking about it. And, like, I used to deal with the fuzz, but the fuzz popped me. That's cool. I had the hydros, but they repoed my crops and steel. I chills like scotches on the rocks because I gets paid for the hardcore props. So we used to sell drugs. The cops copped that shit, probably selling it / smoking it. And then now he's got scotch on the rocks, skilling of chilling skills. And now he gets paid because people like him. I don't know. It just seems like fine. And then you got Fat Lip. I go from skip Scott to the hip hop to the bebop to the P-funk, cutting enough bullshit to turn a tree into a tree trunk. Love it, man. This shit is fantastic. Some of this shit, so like, it reminds me of Big Daddy Kane's level of corn. And I like it. I think I like that shit. Not ironically, as it may come off. I think it's just so amazing that people were this sincere looking back on it, right? Like, this was sincere shit looking back.
Yeah.
It was like, so it's funny because of history. Not because, like, it's really particularly next level, but because it's just interesting to me. I don't know how to explain it properly. I love the fact that this is all real. And then, the boldest motherfucking line on this song, I know you want to talk about it.
Yep.
So why don't you talk about it?
Well, anyways, okay. Well, we could. Okay, I already have it written down, ready to go. So if you want to finish up your grade or whatever,
I'm good. I gave the song a 4.25. I like the original more. The original's more like a 4.5. It's actually banging.
okay. Maybe I should have listened to the original.
Should have.
I know I should have.
Step your game up.
Yep. So okay. Anyways, so this is sort of like the background beat sound, whatever, was inspired by the Jetsons, and I feel like I've seen that episode where like they're like doing like this like dance number. So it was very familiar to me when I was watching it. So I was thinking that I was like, okay, maybe it's just like integrated into my mind so much. So they're about 20 at this time. So I mean, it's interesting that they're making like references to like cartoons and things like that. And then there's also this sort of like girl whine that's kind of like featured like into this like the song, like the sound of it, and it's really cool actually. There's like a lot of like inspirations from like lots of different sources, and like different very random different places like that they're drawing their inspirations from. So I thought that was really, really cool. It's a really fun beat and song. And then what you wanted to make reference to is Fat Lip's verse in, I think it's the very last.
It's the very last line.
Yeah, it's the very last line of the very last of the verse 4. And it was, I got more flavors than 7-Eleven Slurpees. If Magic can admit he got AIDS, fuck it, I got herpes. So, that's that. I mean, that's pretty like out there to say, especially in like 1992. And it like right away I had to be like, how did like, I mean, I know Magic Johnson, I know that he's got HIV. So I had to like look up and like watch like his announcement to like the world essentially, that he is like HIV positive. And he's like so like calm and brave and like he's just so chill about it. And then he decided
to become like the face of it and to talk about it in like a legitimate way.
Yeah.
So It's like he took a situation where, because I mean, you got to keep in mind at the time, a lot of people
still-
believed that it was only homosexuals that could get AIDS and this, that, the next thing.
Yeah.
So him coming out and saying,
And it was
look,
very scary too, because people
was like a
were
death
dying,
sentence.
from it,
because
and
it's
so
not AIDS, but it could become AIDS.
yeah,
And he's kind of like, I'm going to work with this foundation and I'm going to be like their spokesperson and I'm going to raise awareness and truth because y'all should be wearing rubbers. And then 20 years went by and the U.S. banned statistics on condom effectiveness. Fun fact, the U.S. government doesn't post any metrics about condom effectiveness because of religious lobbying. And so kids don't learn about safe sex, and then nobody wants to wear rubbers because it feels good and, risky behaviors.
yeah,
So I appreciate the fact that, like, he takes that if Magic and Humidity got AIDS, maybe we should all be a little bit more honest about this kind of shit. Because the last line is like, I got more flavor than 7-Eleven Slurpees. It kind of implies he fucks a lot of girls. Magic and Humidity got AIDS, fuck it, I got herpes. Like, this is the consequence to, like, the situation. And maybe if more of us, like, speak up about it, it could make a difference. So I love the fact that in light of how absolutely fucking ridiculous they all come off, they still keep trying to make serious points with it all, which is fucking crazy.
yeah. I mean, I think it's really cool, and like I also like give like props to like Magic Johnson for like speaking out, and I think that like he's just like so healthy, and like he's got the medication like so under control that like it's completely like undetectable in his like system that he even has HIV, which I think is like so amazing. And like he really like I think like killed off like the stigma about it, and like how it it was such a taboo subject and nobody wanted to be associated with it. And he's just like, you know what, I've got it, and I'm gonna make sure that kids are educated. And he only found out about it because of health insurance. I think that they did like a test or something, like his whole basketball team. So I just thought that was like really crazy. But yeah, so that's it. I really like this song. I thought it was cool, and I feel like everybody had their part, and like again, like the beat is so well constructed. I give it a 4.5 on 5.
All right, and we're gonna keep our thoughts on the next one on the DL. Do we have another song with some weird shit in it? Yes,
Sure do.
Yes, we do. All right, so Bonnie, why don't you walk us through this one? Because I feel like I've talked a lot, and if I don't let you talk, it's not fair.
So this one is like cool and like jazzy kind of and like mixing sound. That didn't make any sense, but it is. Second verse.
How are you starting with the second verse?
Yeah, I just wanted to get like I like skipping into like the most interesting parts.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about the first verse?
We can talk, because I feel like to get to the second verse, it's worth comparing against the first verse.
Go ahead.
So here it is. Fuck it, friends or no friends, he's had enough bullshit. To last me clear to the ends on my turn my hate words on my Britain of fish and induce my backhand to my fan from my fist. And you're like, okay, he's coming in hard. He's fucking dealing with some angry fucking people.
Yep.
He's dealing with some egos and shit. And he's just kind of flossing and he's fucking hardcore with this, and like, it just sounds like people are trying to mess with him. He's kind of tired of their shit, And you can tell that it's other people's egos by the end. He's like, I might have the ego, but you'll tell me who are tripping. I know when it shows. I can look at your nose and just tell that you're affected by the EGO, on the down low. So this person's unaffected by, like, ego and shit. So we're there. And then what does verse 2 do?
So Booty Brown had sex with a lovely sleeping lady who was in his bed. And then he's not really sure whether or not to wake her up or to just simply jerk off because he's aroused by her.
It's because he's thinking, so he goes to the bathroom and he's thinking back on the night before of his intercoursing with this fine lady that is lying in his bed.
Yeah,
and
asleep.
To quote him, I'm looking in the mirror, my cock on the rock. Should I pursue to do you or just stroke my knot? That is real poetry. Like, beautiful. While my girl is asleep, I'm caught in a jam. Went to the bathroom with cocoa butter in my hand. That's how he chooses. So he has the actual lady there. And you know what? okay, like, look. Sometimes you just don't want to take the risk of the angry woman in the morning. It's a risk. It's always a risk when you wake her up. So sometimes it's just simpler to get the sure thing, is what I'm trying to say. So his decision isn't entirely like based from a place of badness. He knows what's up when he's making that choice in his mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a sillier story this way. So she's lying there, he's lost in his fantasies, and if you don't know what comes next, well, you're just too dense.
Yeah, and he talks about like sitting on the toilet while doing this, and like it's very like
He slipped
descriptive.
out of his underoos, sat on the toilet bowl, and let the hand I hold the mic with take control.
No.
It's so amazing. I don't know how you don't like this.
I mean, it is what it is. And then like it switches like in like the next verse, they're like killing people.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? Like one talks about like
So
shooting like the devil who like creeped into his room, and then like people in the hood are like only out to get you. There's the dog eat dog world, and you're like, what the fuck is happening?
because he's got no, for real, like
It's
he
such
kills this
random-
dude. Because if he wasn't me, he's killing them. My mom's might have got it. It's on the down low. Don't tell nobody I killed him. All right. You're like, wasn't Booty Brown just jacking off to his girl?
Yes, you're like, song is so like from here to there. Like there's nothing that like there's no story that flows.
Yeah, no, and then
It's just completely here's something completely different.
then there's the third verse, which kind of seems to go back to the first verse's concept. I don't actually know what the fourth. I'm sorry, but I got distracted. And then there's a fourth verse, and it seems more violent. I don't know.
I just feel like the whole thing just kind of got like disconnected.
The
a
fourth
little
verse is about rappers. It's about the little local rappers who approach them and shit and whatever. So, yeah, the first one's about people with egos. The second verse is about sex or jacking off, both.
Yep.
The third verse is about revenge murder in protection and whatnot. And the fourth verse is fuck you, whack local rapper, we're good, you're not. On the down low, because you should know. 4.5 on 5. This shit's fire. This is an amazing song. Like it
sounds
it's
cool.
the album in like a fucking song, man. It just knocks you all around. The production is stellar. Every time, like I feel like the verses, the production kind of matches the tone of each verse a little bit. I don't know. I like it because like it's just so weird in like the best possible fucking way.
Yep. I mean, it's very disconnected, but it sounds cool. So I gave it a 4.25.
It's really interesting. Anyway, the next one is Pack the Pipe Interlude. Alright, this is the second time on the album, and I don't even think it's the last time. It might be. But it's the second time on the album where you have an interlude, but the other song is like the song version is like just multiple songs away. And that's weird. That's something I never seen done on an album before. And then I got to like thinking, like, is there rules? Like, do you have to put like the interlude? And you don't, because they didn't. And then my whole brain got fucked up. So thank you, Pharcyde, for wrecking my reality of how to make an album even further. Because, I mean, this little interlude thing shows up. And we all know what pipe they're packing.
Yep.
It's the type that you put marijuana in. And you light that shit on fire. And then you go, oh, Scooby Dooby, wow. You know, you make weird noises, and I guess. And this is all right. This was not my favorite. This was like, it's well produced and it's well made. And I guess it's part of the journey. Like, hey, we're getting stoned. Guess what comes next? I don't know. But like, I give it a 4 and it was fine.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's very jazzy. I mean, it's 21 seconds, so it's too short to really get like a taste of it or anything. And but I mean, it's nice, I guess, but it doesn't really do much. I gave it a 4 as well.
So after you pack the pipe and you hit that shit and you get behind the wheel of the car, the last thing you want is to see the blue and red lights, and it's the officer.
I busted out the standards for some old nights. I wish we had some good bites. We need to exercise.
So it starts off with a little parody of Public Enemy. That, yo, fat lip man, yo, man, they're trying to run a power move on us, man. That's a Flavor Flav impersonation. And then, instead of being, I got a letter from the government the other day. I opened it and read it. It said they were suckers. In that, like, Chuck D fucking power voice. You get, I got a letter from the DMV the other day. I opened it and read it. It said they were suckers. They tried to tell me that my license was suspended. And you're like,
I'm just going to pretend like I didn't even see it.
and it's just like, because like Chuck D talks about like being inducted into the army and all sorts of shit like that after. And over here we have Fat Lip being like, well, they told me my license was suspended. I got offended for a minute, then pretended that I never even got the damn letter. And then he just ran out on his car and he drove off because there's a test, and he got like kind of whatever put into his verse. He then like jumps into the little hoopty ride, pumps up his music, takes off to go, and from that moment on his day got worse. Moving along, Booty Brown standing there waiting. He sees the smoke and he knew that he's on the way, gets his coat, gets into the car, and then instantly there's a sense of fear. And he's like, should have took the bus. A bus without the silencer, some old Nikes. I wish we had good bikes. I bike to work. It's good exercise. He's fucking right, man. It's really good exercise. Maybe we should take a hike. Bonnie wanted to go for a hike the other day, and then there we go in this song. And you should give Sherry back those car keys, because everywhere I would walk, I would not have to say, please, don't pull me over, Mr. Officer, please. And it's like, it goes from being like kind of silly and kind of out there till you really think about what he's saying. Yeah, he lost his license, and now he's driving without a license in a car, and his boy gets in. And they're just considering this anxiety of having to be in the car driving around with the fellas in this broken up old little thing, and knowing that the cops could harass you at any time, so you're just left with the sense of, please don't fucking pull me over. I mean, I've had mild versions of that, driving around with a broken headlight or whatever, but it's like driving around with a giant flashing red sign that you have a broken headlight, you know? It's like completely unrelatable to my existence, really, except for maybe this like intangible way. But hearing this, I started thinking about it, and I'm like, oh shit, that's like, again, like, it's this silly way to approach this really serious topic. And then we learn more that the car has no license, insurance, or registration. The plates are out of things.
They're a little neglectful.
You know, 4 black guys in the hood, in hats and glasses, you know, kind of rolling down the windows super slow to mac on ladies jogging by. You know, he spotted one in tights, and then she's like, you live with your homeboys? Oh, you're not a good enough man to have your own house, eh?
Yep.
Come on, ladies. Fuck the guy with his homeboys. He needs a little action. That's all I'm trying to say. Be a little understanding. In this market, it's kind of expensive to actually live on your own. It's like more conducive to build out a successful business strategy over time to cohabitate like that. So you should admire the guy who is working with his compadres to stack cheddar over time to create a better empire and keep some money. I'm just...
Yeah, but the girl just wants to get laid.
I'm just presenting...
She doesn't give a shit about the whole story.
I'm just presenting this alternate understanding. Like, that's the guy who should be getting laid.
Okay.
Bonnie's like, nope. Anyway, then the third verse kind of shows out the whole like cops coming in, and then they get arrested, and then it's like, you don't have a license, you have a warrant, 90 parking tickets, blah 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 blah, you're all going to jail. I'm like, it really drives home the point that it's scary to get into a car as a black guy, right? Like, with the idea that you're gonna get pulled, that it's a real fear that literally every time you see a cop, it's please don't pull me over. Every time, no matter what. It doesn't matter. Like, because any little thing, they're going to get you. And that's some fucked up shit that a lot of honkies might not have to go through. Like, I've had the opposite play out. I've broken laws driving, like illegal U-turns, burning stop signs, no tickets. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Officer. I'm a student, and I'm just trying to pay all of my bills as I go to work and I go to school. I fucking shit you not. It got me off like literally every fucking time. And it's disgusting. It's actually what made me realize a lot of things in my life. When that never happened to the black friends of mine, but I could play that card and it would work. And it was a card I played. And I'm like, oh. So like later on in life, when words like white privilege came around, I was like, oh, that's some real shit with the police. That's not even like some pseudo shit. That's some direct shit.
Yep.
You never really hear about white guys getting shot in the back of the head in Montreal, eh? Definitely happens to other people. Okay, anyway. 4.25 is the song. It's really cool in the way it delivers it. It's not my favorite from a sonic perspective, but it's still really well made.
Yeah. I mean, I found it more like I got more of like the comical side out of it, I guess. And like, yes, they don't want to be like pulled over because they're black, but also because like they're driving illegally. They shouldn't have like this car isn't like proper for the road. They have
like school and shit.
I know,
they don't
but
have
like
a choice.
They've got like a lot of things that yeah, but he also just is like and just ignores it. Like he isn't necessarily the most responsible person. And he, I think he's like mentions in another song he's like 20 or one of them's 20. So
it's just as much as like I feel like. It's not that he's being irresponsible. Like, put yourself in his perspective, because he describes, like, he doesn't just say, fuck it. He says, fuck it. I got a test. I got to pass. Like, I can't fail this test.
Yeah.
So it's not actually irresponsible. I think it's representing real-life hood opportunity costs. Do you accept the fact that the DMV has now taken away your license, or do you go to school and get your education?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's irresponsible. I'm sorry, I'm coming off maybe aggressive. I don't know if that's irresponsible.
No, I guess not. I know, I get it, but maybe take the bus, or there are alternate things you could do.
Which is brought up by the passenger who chose to get into the car.
Yeah. Anyways, I get obviously there's a much higher percentage, just that there's these 4 black guys riding around in a car, getting pulled over. But anyways, so it's just funny, they talk about the 90 tickets, and they're like, oh come on, they're like, oh man, you're taking the car, man. They're just whiny about it too. But it's kind of funny, because you're kind of well, I mean, this is a lot of shit that you did illegally. I'm sorry, 90 tickets. I'm gonna have to go with he is irresponsible. But I mean, you don't. I get it, yes. But I get what you're saying. That
I feel like it's at a surface level, it that's the satire in it. Yeah, this is the actual situation. I've got a broken car with all of these tickets and all of this shit because I probably can't afford to pay all of the things.
Yes.
So is it really irresponsible? Because that's the bigger. That is the bigger conversation.
I don't know what these 90 tickets are for, but if they're 90 parking tickets, then you need to learn how to read a fucking parking sign.
But again, what I'm I know what you're saying, but maybe there's there's a gajillion circumstances surrounding it. More to the point that they're outstanding. How does it get to be that many? Well, you can't pay them. Why? And then it's almost like they're just trying to get out. It's this cycle of it all, is it's not from a perspective oh we're up for tomfoolery. I mean, yeah, okay, they're a little bit
a little bit goofy,
a little bit trying to mac on girls and shit, but it's just almost hey, this is just us doing our regular thing, living life normally.
Yeah.
And then also from the way the cops are doing it, it also could be construed as the way cops will create trumped up charges to look for you. So it's not actually that they have 90 tickets, it's and you have 90 tickets.
No one has a license, and there's no.
So it's almost
registration.
but then it's they just keep exaggerating the claims and stacking and stacking and stacking and adding to it, which is something that happens. So you get pulled over for this thing and this thing, and then they deliberately search. Again, I think it's more satirical about how it plays out, and it's meant to tell a realistic situation in a very comical way. So South Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I get it. I don't really see the funniness in any of it. I just see the serious part.
The whole thing sounds funny. It's a funny sounding
to me, it sounds like a really seriously well-articulated point.
Yeah, but they're all goofy about it. It's not it doesn't sound serious. I mean, at least in my opinion,
whatever. I don't know.
But anyways, I gave it a 4.5. I thought it was a fun funny song, and honestly, in my opinion, they deserve some of the trouble that they get into. We all know you do not agree with me.
I was saying that they're not irresponsible and reckless. I
feel
said
like
that
one
part
of these
speculation.
things that they did, and all
I
of
didn't
these
say.
things,
I feel like they chose to break the law over circumstances more
Yes.
than they chose to break the law because they're buffoons.
I'm not calling them buffoons.
I understand.
I'm just saying
You're
that
saying they're
they should-
irresponsible and reckless,
well, they're young
which
kids.
is basically a buffoon.
They're young kids.
You know what?
That's what I'm saying. They're teenagers.
Yo mama makes such a good turkey that I can't wait till Christmas.
The teeth of an African back. Her middle name is Mud Bone, and on top of all.
This is a silly, fun song with a serious thing attached to it, too. So, historically speaking, and I read about this in the autobiography of Malcolm X, so it isn't the first time I've heard about the dozens, which is kind of the essence of where battle rap comes from. It's this little game that dates way back in the day, and has people kind of like dissing each other. It's almost like cadence and a rhythm and a poetry to it. And it's really inbred into, I guess, urban culture, and it's kind of something I didn't really realize until recently. It's like why there's so much dissing, right? But it's a game. It's just that. It's just like talking shit because you got to out shit talk the next person. So to pay homage to this game while also again satirizing how kind of ridiculous it can be, they chose to make this a fucking single with a music video and everything. It's not that good of a music video to me, but they did it, called Yo Mama. And then yeah, man, it's just your mama looked like she been in the dryer with some rocks, with that big bust nose sucking dirt out of socks, held up the ice cream truck with a slingshot. She grabbed a bag of cheese corn and a soda. I don't really care about the lyrics of the song.
Yeah.
It is totally what it is, and like I understand the historical context of the homage they're paying, and that actually justifies its existence. Like I don't actually think like this song deserves its dopeness, and I'm certain a lot of people who are into that shit, for y'all it's like the shit. And I could even see how a younger me would have really, really liked this song because it has that juvenile funness to it.
Yeah.
But fuck, it's just like a bunch of really awkward and bad yo mama jokes. It's not like that yo mama so fat when she sit around the house, she sit around the house type shit. No, it's like this shit. So I'm like, it's alright. It's fine. I give it a 4.15. There's nothing like super shocking.
Yeah.
There's nothing, nobody's dying, nobody's jacking off. Like it's just so regular, all things considered.
I think she's one of the bums that has a hairy tongue. And I was like, that's weird. I mean, it is just a whole bunch of Yamama jokes. And it is like kind of funny, like the way that they're describing some of them.
Your mama's an extra on The Simpsons and shit. It's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, you're like, why? How is that funny? I don't get it.
Because she's yellow? I don't know.
Because she's yellow. Okay.
What's really funny
I mean, she's
is
got
that
jaundice. If she's yellow, she needs to go to the hospital.
The genius annotation on that line is most disrespectful line of the entire song. Well, because extras, I don't know, maybe they're just irrelevant fucking characters.
Maybe. So it is just like stupid humor describing how your mama is like ugly, stinky, hairy, all of the terrible things. And it's just them having some fun. And like, again, like you kind of are like, okay, these are young guys. And you're like, all right, like they're a little bit, like you said, juvenile. So it's a 4 on 5 for me.
But
like, it's still fun because like your mama. I like that part.
Just keep in mind, it's like it's surface level juvenile with like actual depth to it.
Yeah.
I want to give it its full props for what it's paying homage to, because it's not like it's vapid if you don't understand the culture that led to that moment,
Mm-hmm.
So I just, I think it's important to point that shit out on a review.
Yep.
Yeah, it's totally fine. You could almost say that the impact on this song was Passin Me By.
I could almost say that.
When I dream of fairy tales, I think of me and Shelly. See, she's my type of hype, and I can't.
I feel like I've heard this beat before, and not in this song. And a lot of songs seem to have sampled this, or I don't know.
I can
Maybe
tell you
not.
exactly where I know where it's from.
Where do you know it from?
I can tell you right away. I think of the film Big Daddy with Adam Sandler, because this is the song
So
that
it's
is in
this
the
song.
background
It's
at
this
the
song.
very beginning of the movie when he's like walking and he's got like the surfboard and he's like laughing on the couch.
So I
with
have heard this
is
before.
where, if you have ever seen Big Daddy, like the first like minute of like the movie, like this is what plays in the, like, and I've seen it like a million times back in the day.
Still, I feel like there's another song I know that used this beat, and because it's sampled in 27 fucking songs, and I couldn't go through all of them to figure out which one of these 27 motherfucking songs I heard it from and knew it before this
I feel like I
one.
have heard it like featured in somebody else's song.
Or
but,
you know what it was?
What?
I'm pretty sure it was some L.A. by Dr. Dre, because on this list that seems like the most likely one. That, or She Said by The Pharcyde also. I don't know, maybe that one. I don't know.
Maybe.
But either way, I really liked this beat, and it really like struck out to me, and I thought it was cool that like some like because there, I just like before like we started talking about it, went and looked at like the stuff it sampled, and I'm like, nope, it's definitely not either of these two songs. But fuck, man, I just got like my interest in sampling went way the fuck up, because hearing just the bass line of this song, which I believe, I don't know, I couldn't figure out what it is, but still. It just sounds pretty like weird. I couldn't place it. Anyway, I got distracted there for a second. I like this song though, but it is quite the track about like guys not getting it. It is, I suppose, the literal opposite of what a modern rapper would go on about in terms of the ladies.
Not necessarily. I mean, there's still a lot of heartache in like modern songs today too, so.
But this isn't so much heartache as, because even in heartache you get the girl.
True.
This is, I'm so bad at the game that I cannot get the girl.
Yep.
I just wish for her like this is the nice guys on the internet of today who sit there and creep and stalk on the IG and the Facebooks and shit and like talk about how they're so amazing and they treat you so good while creepily staring at your tits. That's the type of guys that are in these verses. Anyway, first dude, he's like lurking and thirsting hard on his high school teacher. At least this guy, he's the fairest one of them all. It's totally fine if you have a hot high school teacher to thirst on her like that. That's fair. Like, it's a fair thing to have happen.
Yep.
He's a little creepy. He wrote her name and shit on the tree and shit, but it's okay. He had to let her pass. He was very respectful. But then I have to give some fucking really good credit to, like, the chorus. To She Keeps On Passing Me By. And like the way he sings it with the pain and the emotion and the rawness in the voice is very beautiful. I very much liked it. Then there's Slim Kid, and he dreams of the girl, and he just again, I don't know if he haven't gone as far as asking if I could get with her. I just play it by ear and hope she gets the picture. I'm shooting for her heart. Shoot finger on the trigger. She could be my broad, and I could be her. The word that rhymes with trigger, but all I can do is stare. And I'm like, dude, you just sound like a nice guy. Like, he sounds like the guys who complain about getting friend zoned. I used to get friend zoned. I can tell you what that means. That means I couldn't take the hint that the girl wasn't interested, and I kept pushing. That was rude of me. You don't get friend zoned, you get rejected. That's the truth of it. You can flip that shit by maybe, like there's the 1% chance you'll be the miracle friend zone flipped relationship, but it's not the norm. Anyway, and then third verse, same kind of shit, really. Time for me to voice my opinion. Can't be pretending she didn't have me. Sprung like a chicken, chasing my tail like a doggy. She was kind of like a star, thinking I was like a fan. Damn, she looked good. Downside, she had a man. At least he got laid. You know, I guess that's a twist. But she has a boyfriend, and he had to work real hard because... Well, no. He let her go because he realized he couldn't have her because that would make him a better man. Okay. I have nothing to criticize Imani for on that one, actually. That's pretty legit. Smash a girl. Ah, fuck, you got a boyfriend. I can't do this no more. That's the most noble of the verses. I mean, right after teacher verse. So let's say it's this verse, teacher verse, then the other guy.
Okay.
Then Fat Lip comes in. And again, he secretly admires this beautiful girl, lights her a fucking love letter, literally mails it off, and then it gets
Return to sender.
it's very sad. But I mean, that's an okay move, right? Because you made a move. I have a friend who literally did that letter bullshit and it worked in her favor. So it's not like it's impossible. We'll put this now as number 2, because, like, he made a real move. He tried really hard. It's better than lurkily creeping like a teenager.
Yeah.
It's definitely better than being Mr. Nice Guy. But all of them have a Mr. Nice Guy vibe, except for Imani, who has a I'm a decent guy vibe, which is different. A decent guy has some integrity. A nice guy is just a guy with no defining principles, so he believes that being pleasant and agreeable, the definition of nice, pleasant and agreeable, is a characteristic of nobility that is interesting. It's not. Nice things are just nice. They're pleasant. They're just fleeting and shit. Nobody wants to fuck nice. That's all I'm trying to say. People might want to make love to nice. Nobody wants to fuck nice. That's what I'm trying to say.
We got it.
I gave this song a 4.75. Between the stellar beat and all that good shit, it's pretty dope.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much else to say about it. Just, about them just
Do you
trying to
agree
get the
about
ladies.
fucking nice?
And probably nice people want to fuck nice.
So that means she's agreeing politely. All right.
Anyways, so I mean, I thought it sounded cool. It made me feel like I reminisced about like the movie like Big Daddy, who I know is so random. Yeah, I mean, it's just about not getting ladies that that you're trying to get, and you're just not making the right moves. So I give it a 4.5 on 5.
All right. The next one kind of follows suit in
Yep.
terms of ladies as we talk about how there's other fish, ... in the sea.
For the miss for an imaginary kiss with you again. Not even friends.
He has a remarkably fun and amazing voice on this song. Like, Slim kills it.
Yep.
And that video has him sitting there basically looking at a stripper for like half the video dancing, and he looks very happy as girls come around. And basically this is 3 verses of him pining over a lady that he misses because he's just broken up, and all the other boys are going out there to get some ladies in the sea because there's plenty of other fish, but he's still pining. And then we get these 3 flowy verse, but they're maybe some of my favorite actual rhyming and rapping and flowing on the entire album. It took a second to register up in my brainium, my dome, my head, my skull, my cranium. And it's like that ruminating is kind of what you do when you're like fucking taking a time to register. You're thinking of the right words and shit. And the way that he elaborates that, I'm like, that's actually really well done. My eyes have had enough. It was time to do some talking. I had to creep through hound dogs that were stalking. The Slimmy caught me peeping. This means she wasn't sleeping on who I was, so she crept like a hawk. And it just flows out as he like kind of tells his little story and moves on through. And it's sad and it kind of gets you caught up, but there are some bright moments. There will be no suicide attempts for the slim trim kid because there's other fish in the sea. But second verse, he gets a little more into it. I reminisce, try to clear up all the mips for an imaginary kiss with you again, not even friends, though I wish that I would mend. And it's like you can almost feel his struggle of trying to get over this girl to pursue the other fishies throughout the whole way. And I liked it. I like that hero is not a sandwich and a manwich is a meal. It's just lines like that make me smile.
Yep.
But like, it's true because manwich is more of a meal and a hero is a sandwich, and I really, really, really like to have one. A marriage is a paper. Are they faking or for real? Which is a good question, because it is just a paper. Does it really qualify the power of a relationship and shit? Anyway, I like this song. It's very smooth. It flows very well. It's so like you almost just want to lay back and do some slow ass swingy dancing to it. Like a not tangoing, but more suave and I don't know what the fucking dance. 4.5 on 5.
Yeah, I mean, so this is basically not to like worry about girls that are like not giving you the time of day, that are just passing you by, and that there are other girls, and you can find them. there's some really nice long rhymes on this one, and it's smooth and easy to listen to it, and it's long. It's 5 minutes 22 seconds, so it's a relatively long song, and it's like just like easy to listen to, and I think that this is a good message for young guys to hear. It's just sort of like that, like the right woman will take you seriously and realize that you're a good guy, and then you'll find love. And like that's, like, it's gonna take time, and it's not gonna be quick. And I think because they are young guys, everybody's horny at that age, and they'll have to realize that just like sleeping with the girl or falling for the girl or whatever, like, isn't necessarily like mean that she's like the right one, that she's the love of your life. And I think also too, like, it could relate to the fact that like maybe they're relatively new out of high school or college or whatever, and like maybe they met girls in high school that they had like a crush on, and they just like have to like let them go and like realize that like they're never gonna like go out with them, and like just kind of move on, and stop like clinging to them, I guess, and that there are other girls who will take an interest in you. So, don't forget that, guys, and girls. And you don't really need to feel depressed about it or anything, and because it will happen one day. And I really like this one. It's very fun sounding. I gave it a 4.35.
Well, it's been a while. The supply's kind of dry.
Mm-hmm.
People may not use pagers anymore. They might use burner cell phones, but Quinton's on the way. Quinton's on the way.
Quinton's on his way. Quinton's on his way. Quinton's on his way.
So it starts off, and it's like, the Yo Mama remix is whack, and it sounds like things aren't going so well. They're all just kind of dissing each other, maybe a little bit of tension, and then the phone rings. Hey, somebody get the phone. Hello, anybody page Quinton? Yeah, what's up, dude? What's happening? And then he's like, I'll be there in 20 minutes. All right, that's cool. Peace. Love. Guess what, guys? And then everybody knows what's about to happen, because
Quinton's on his way. Quinton's on his way.
What is Quinton going to bring?
He's going to bring the J, and it's going to be okay.
What's a J?
It's a joint. It's a marijuana-filled joint.
So Quinton's going to show up with some sacks of some sticky, icky bud to allow them to elevate their mind state to a certain place where a joy will happen. And
they're already feeling pretty joyful on this one.
Well, this is the anticipation. I got to say, on the one hand, Quinton supplies them with the good, and they show out love to Quinton. And it's not even the only one. There's apparently a whole other song on another project called Quinton's Here.
That's cute.
I'm just saying, Quinton gets a lot of love from these, which I understand. Listen, the Quintons in your life are very important people, and their joy is real, and the synchronized joy, like, you just picture it being a real moment. Like, if you've experienced this with your boys back in the day, you've lived this, no matter where you're from. 4.25 on 5.
Yeah. The guys are hanging out. They're out of weed, so they page Quinton, and he's obviously, I'm guessing, their dealer. And then he says that they'll be there in 20 minutes, and then they just chant over and over again that Quinton's on his way. And it's just funny, and you can tell the guys are having like a great time together, and they're just so like musically inclined, and like they just go to music. And like how it's just like part of their existence. Like, it's in everything that they do. It's very jazzy. It's very fun. I like that they just randomly make this super fun song about their drug dealer, like, coming, and like that everything's okay. And like they just fuck around, and like they like fool around with their voices and with like what they're saying, and they're just like playing. Like, it just sounds like very natural. Like, it didn't necessarily sound like it was like recorded on purpose. Like, it sounded like maybe it was left on record, and like they were just hanging out in the recording studio, and then this just happened. I don't know if that necessarily is the truth, probably not, but it was still very amazing. It made me smile the entire way through listening to it. I really appreciate the fuck out of this one, and it's kind of like a mix between jazz and like Broadway inspiration. It feels very like lively and theatrical and enjoyable. I gave this a 5 on 5. I fucking love this one.
Well, why don't you follow up that Pack the Pipe interlude with the track featuring the homeboy Quinton himself. Pack the Pipe.
Yep.
Around the scenes and teens. and the government will judge a man in lesser amounts.
So this guy has a great beat. Jay Swift is a fantastic producer, and they dedicated to weed, and everybody likes weed. Copenhagen, what? Gonna get some marijuana. Slim Kid starts us off, trapped in the cockpit at 4,000 feet, sky's the limit, but we supersede. Oh, we so high, and then he's falling, and it's like, I guess he's just so high, and then he lifts up again because he's finished falling. It's like the crash of sobering up and whatnot. And he's never gonna stay sober. Totally cool. The pipe. And then we got the next verse with Booty Brown, and it seems like weed is being used as a marijuana device through hip-hop, and everybody's smoking blunts. But don't pass them no shit with tobacco in it, because if you wanted to smoke tobacco, I'd get a skinny white bitch. Guess what? That's what a cigarette looks like. A skinny white thing. Get it? That's pretty fucking clever. And then he also knows Fat Lip carries around a pack if he really, really wants one, but nah, he only wants to smoke proper green with no tobacco. He would not like it in Quebec. Then we get this very bizarre verse from Fat Lip, where I know you would have started with, but... So he's outside about to hit the blunt, and then there's a 4-year-old there, and Coco says don't do it, which is fair because there's a fucking 4-year-old there. So she sent him inside, and then Sherry steadily rolled one, and after another one, and then they're rolling a whole bunch, and they're getting high. But this little kid is looking out the window at them. So he literally says, why are we trying to hide it from this kid? Why are we trying to mislead this child about marijuana? Because I don't drink beer, I smoke weed, and it makes me wiser and shit. It's nice. So he says, come here, little kid, picks up the pipe, and gets a 4-year-old fucking high. There are just some shocking-ass transitions on this album.
Yep.
Do you want to comment on that? I mean...
I don't really know what to say about it. I mean, I wouldn't encourage anybody to let a child smoke weed. But I mean, I don't know. It's not funny. It's just kind of weird and shocking, I guess. But I don't know.
It's just like a lot of their songs have baked in some kind of real messaging. Is this like a sincere thing? Like, let the kid smoke pot, stop trying to hide it? Because what it sounds like to me
maybe
is a pothead who is not thrilled with having to be a little sneaky around children. Instead of offering a little bit of consideration, trying to get kids to smoke pot. I don't know. I don't get it, man. To me, I mean, there's a lot of science that says that even 18 can fuck up your brain and shit, and you shouldn't really get into it till your early 20s. That's just the science. I'm not judging nobody, but anecdotally, the people who started when they were 14, their memories aren't quite the same as the people who started when they were adults, anecdotally speaking. They also don't learn the same. Like, there might be something to that shit as a teenager. But then again, I didn't grow up in a situation where somebody might kill me, so who am I to judge somebody for smoking the cess?
Yep.
And then Imani goes right back into smoking weed like it's proper. And then Quinton grabs the mic. Why does your mother smoke pipe with crack on the inside? She likes to take a bus ride with a sherm steak in her mouth, preaching about what's going on. I don't know what's up. The bitch smokes a lot of heroin every day, a hard bass head. I don't know what to say. We're at a bus stop. We'll call you up. Let's pack the pipe. So it sounds like they pure pressured Quinton into getting on the mic one day, and that is his legit freestyle, and they literally just put it on the fucking album.
Yep.
That is what it sounds like, because Quinton, he helped them pack the pipe. And then
it's a very important part of being in a band.
And then it just flows out for a while, and it's just fucking weird and shit. And I don't know what to do with this one, so I give it a 4.1. I mean, I've been accused of getting caught up on shit. Well, fuck that. I do get caught up on shit, and I can't get past the fact that this guy's telling a 4-year-old to smoke pot in the song. It's hard to listen to that. It's hard to listen to that in good seriousness. It's not like funny.
Yeah.
In 2019, whereas I could pretty much justify everything else on the album, even the weird shit. This one's hard.
Yeah.
I don't see the
Like,
bigger
there
point.
must be something more that we're not getting, but it just sounded weird, yeah.
Like, unless this is like a bigger satire on the music industry, but it just doesn't feel like there's anything that brings the point home. It just
I don't think anyways, it is what it is. If you guys know some secret message about this, let us know. I mean, basically this is like the drugs have arrived now and you're going to pack it in your pipe and you're going to smoke it, and then just like, you know, like you said, describes like getting high and then like falling out of it, like high in a plane, I think, and then like falling out of the plane.
yeah,
And like it's
you
like the
smoke
crashing.
your joint, you go up and
Yeah.
crash.
And then he gets high again, and he's, you know, they talk about like all the rappers are smoking weed, and so it's like, you know, something that's like influenced them and like is influencing a lot of people maybe. And then, you know, about the whole thing when one of them gets in trouble for smoking and then encourages a 4-year-old to smoke. It's whatever, we talked about it. And like they talk about like weed is nature's way of saying thank you, and anyways, it's kind of goofy and at the same time kind of like weird and serious. Like even like Quinton's line when he talks about like your mama smoking weed with crack in it, like this was like real stuff that was happening like at the time, and it wasn't funny. So like I don't really know what to think of this one. I mean, I thought it was like a decent like weed song, I guess, but like I also gave it a 4.1. So yeah.
All right. Well, they were once B-boys, so return of the
B-boy.
B-boy.
B-boy, baby, young lady, gonna rhyme on the microphone all night long, so the party won't stop.
This is like the old school jam on an album that one can clearly call old school. So this is like super old school music, right? Because he's throwing it back to like 87 and shit. And they're kind of going back to that really, you know, outside jam party vibe where the DJ is really owning it and the MCs are just kind of spitting it. And they all come through and they spit their shit. And mostly I'm like, okay, so hold on the horse because the forest is like dark. If you can't slide, then stay out the park. And if my preachers don't know ya, then hop off the ark. Are you hip? Do you need another tip? It's fine. It's that like airy, flowy rap where you're not necessarily going super deep. You're just kind of flossing like you legit did not. There was a really like standout line to me though. I believe it's Imani who says it. I'm just trying to figure it out. So throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. If you're sparking blunts with clean underwear, somebody say, oh yeah. I'm like, see, that's that silliness that just like I guess, I mean, now it makes me go, shit, how many people are sparking blunts with dirty underwear? Like, how many people at the party are gross? Like, that's what I start thinking about and shit. Anyway, it's totally fine. Fat Lip does his last thing, and it's just like the same thing. Like, it's totally fine. I don't have a lot of comment on this one. It really just is this fun, airy. It would be really dope if I was live bopping to it. It's got a good feel to it, and I really do enjoy it, but I have way less to say than the rest of the album, so I'm giving this a 4.25 on 5.
Yeah, same. I also gave it a 4.25. I mean, they're bringing back the style of like music that like maybe like influenced them or something that they appreciate or like or whatever, but like an older kind of sound and like where everybody was clapping along, more like an MC kind of a vibe, and like there was more scratching and like disc jockeying, and like how they're trying to like represent like West Coast and like it sounds fun, and it's just like party over here, and it just is like a real like throwback kind of sound on a throwback album, which is interesting. So I thought it was cool. I give it a 4.25.
Yeah, it's just a little bit harder to comment on considering it is a little more airy and fun. It's a good way to end this album because it does leave you on like a fun and upbeat note to end your ride, which I think is important as we wrap up our album review of The Pharcyde's Bizzare Ride to the Pharcyde. I gave this shit a 4.31 on 5. So I like it is like a very well constructed and interesting album full of some very ludicrous moments, some very coded and serious points, but it's very eclectic and versatile. Like, you got storytelling, ego rapping, political messaging, and like everything you could think of bundled into an album that manages to go on like 18 different emotions on like 16 songs or whatever.
While still sounding super fun and goofy and weird and creative.
So, like, I think that this is one of the times where the best way to describe this album is actually the album title. It's really just a Bizzare Ride to the Pharcyde. And Bizzare is the choice word. I can't think of another way to describe this album better than bizarre. It's just out there in the best possible way, and in a really like inventive, and you can see how, like, if having heard this, like, it inspires you, because not a lot of people pushed an album into like this in my experience thus far. I'm certain others have. I'm certain they're not the first. Maybe they are the first, but like, they're the first I've heard that really went that fucking hard on the random. I know it's not completely random, but it feels so completely random.
Yep. I mean, I think it's cool. I think that these guys are cool. I think that they are like genuine friends, and that they have a good time when they like hang out and like make music and stuff like that. And it just is like a fun and automatic and easy thing like with them. That's at least how it sounds. Like, maybe they fucking hate each other. I don't know. But like, that's how it like comes off, and I doubt that they do. And like, they kind of just sound like some nerds essentially who like smoke weed and enjoy singing songs together. Like, they don't necessarily sound like these badass guys that
Like,
you expect like in like hip hop or whatever.
It's almost like Bone Thugs without the horror.
Yeah, I mean, like, essentially it's like Bone Thugs if they weren't, I don't know,
Without the horror.
yeah, I guess without the thugs, essentially just the bones. But yeah, I mean, these guys are fun, and I like them, and they're cool, and they still get up to like some goofy and naughty, stupid things, but it's an enjoyable one. I think this is an album that I will go back to again and again if I'm just like, oh, I don't know what to put on, and I'll just put this on, because I know I'm gonna have like an interesting time. I'm not gonna want to like turn it off.
Right.
So I give this a 4.33 on 5, so it's 86%. So I mean, I liked it.
Cool. Well, thank y'all for watching. I hope you enjoyed our goofy review of this Bizzare Ride to the Pharcyde. Thank you, Jonathan Barnes, for requesting that shit. Because honestly, every single Patreon request that we've gotten so far has been a fucking sick album. Not one of them has been bad. So thank y'all to the patrons. Y'all are dope. But for those of you watching it, feel free to leave us a comment and join the review, especially if you want to correct something. Because like I said at the very beginning, everyone coming to the review is going to check the comments. You're going to check the comments, especially for a bunch of people just talking like this. So you adding to it kind of makes it more fun for everyone coming. So even if you want to be mean, I'm totally down for it. On that note, if you want to see more reviews like this, you can hit that subscribe button. You can hit that like button if you did like that shit. I hate that I say it, but welcome to Sellout 2019. Special thanks to the patrons just going in for it. Ismail Gadamsi, Chris Prado, Jonathan Barnes, the man of the hour, Lindell Williams, and DJ Black Hurricane. They support what we do. They help us get a better camera. It's just amazing, and they get to help. They get to request albums from us. And when we're on time, they get to watch them before everyone else. Sometimes we're very last minute, but usually we're last minute because we're producing more content. It's not, well, sometimes it's not, but like this week it was last minute because we banged out more reviews. So it's a trade-off. Anyway, if you like it, you can join the community. We'll grow it out, and we make music up in here, so you can check that out on the channel or on the Spotify's and shit. Links are all in the description, and we hope to see you again at the very next review that we do. Peace.
Bye.